morning.
Good morning, sir.
A very good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. I hope the slides are visible to you all. If you see the slides, kindly confirm. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Very good. So how about the audio? Is the audio clear for everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Kindly wait for another 1 more minute before we formally begin this lecture. So before that, I would like to just summarize what all we did in the last class, as well as some of the previous class. So can I have the number of students who are attending for the first time or has missed some classes? So if you have missed some classes, can you just put that in the chat box? Suppose you are not clear with what was taught yesterday or the week before. So if you have any problems related to understanding of the lecture, kindly write that in the chat box so that I'll be able to help you out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, so Rishikesh, you had missed yesterday's lecture. Okay. So yesterday was basically a summary of multiplication. So you can go back and see that video in YouTube. So that will be available in the Practically YouTube channel. So Maunika, do you have something?
Yes, sir. I can't understand yesterday's some lecture.
Yesterday's part. Okay.
Yes, sir.
What exactly did you not understand? Is it vertically and crosswise or?
No, sir. X plus 5y and 5x plus 7y, that one, sir.
Okay. So after today's lecture, I'll clear that doubt. Okay. So anyone else who is attending this lecture for first time, or have you missed some lectures previously?
I am attending first time.
You are attending first time. Okay. So this lecture will be a little bit taken from the previous. Which class are you from? Which class are you from?
Sir, I am attending for first time, sir.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Which class are you from?
I am also attending first time, sir. Sir, I am also attending first time, sir.
Not attended before classes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you are attending for the first time, can you write which standard, which class are you from?
I am third class, ma'am. Sir, I am third class, sir. Sir, I am third class.
Write your comments in the chat box so that I will be able to understand. If you are in class 6, write just class 6 or class 7, whichever class you are in.
I am 7th class, sir.
I am class third, sir.
I can see third. You are from third class. Okay, Megha, you are from third class. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So Sudeep also I can see third class. So for you, have you learned about division before?
Yes. I know division, fractions.
Okay.
Fair and lovely.
So try to see if you can understand. Otherwise, you can ask doubts at the end. Okay.
No doubt, sir.
Vijay sir, please start.
Okay.
Subtractions, fractions, divisions, multiplications, sir.
Okay. So from this time, I'm going to mute you all. You can put your comments or questions in the chat box, or you can raise hands
Okay,
towards
sir.
the end. So please raise hands if you have any doubts. I'll be clearing your doubts towards the end of the lecture. In between, if you face any difficulty, please write that in the chat box. So we are going to start with today's lecture. This lecture is titled Fractions and Base Division. So before we begin, we have to connect these new ideas with the vertically and crosswise method that we have learned in yesterday's class and the previous classes. So first of all, I am going to start with a small exercise which was given as a homework yesterday. So let us see how many of you can solve this. So we are going to see a 4-digit multiplication with vertically and crosswise. So the question is given here. Now the first rule is that you should not touch a calculator. Do not take a calculator. So keep your calculators away. I'll just give around 10 seconds to do that. Keep your calculators away from you. So what you have to do is you can take a pen and paper in your hand and try to see if you can solve this multiplication. This is a 4-digit multiplication. Both the numbers given are 4 digits. So try to see whether it is possible. I'll give you 15 seconds. Let me also help you out with this small diagram. So this is the vertically and crosswise method. So VC here means vertically and crosswise. Okay. So are we ready? So in the first step, you can see this is the first step. Yeah, so some people have gone to take pencil and rough book. So I'll just give another 15 seconds more before I start answering this. So do not use a calculator, by the way. If you use a calculator, you will be missing what we have learned here. Okay. So if you know what is the first part to the answer, you can put that in the chat box. So first is a vertically step. I had started explaining that. So vertically step is what? 9 times 6. What is 9 times 6? Maunika, you have written 62. Please have a look again. What is 9 times 6? It is going to be 54. What is the next step? It is a crosswise step with 2 elements. So 9 into 7, which is 63, and 6 into 2, which is 12. So 63 and 12, which is 75. The next is going to be 3 numbers. You can see the third step here. It is going to be this one. This is the third step. So what is the third step? It has crosswise as well as vertically. Crosswise is 9 and 5 and 6 and 8. 9 and 5 is 45 plus here we have 48. 45 plus 48. What is that? That is 93. 93 plus 14 is 107. So 107 we are going to write 7 or we can write 107 as it is. And we'll take care of the carries at the end. Now the fourth step is where you have to consider crosswise twice. So this is the pattern. First number multiplied by the last number in the second row. So 9 into 1 plus 4 into 6, which is 24 plus 9, which is 33. Now 33 plus 10 here, 2 into 5 plus 8 into 7. So 33 plus 10 is 43. 43 plus 56. What is 43 plus 56? You will get 99. And then we have this fifth step where last 3 numbers are considered. 284751. This is 2 plus 28, 30, 30 plus 40, which is 70. And then we have a crosswise with 2 elements, 8 plus 20, which is 28. And the last one is 4 into 1, which is just 4. Now, again, the next step is very important. Many students are facing difficulty in the next step. So currently what we have done is we have identified all the numbers, but now we have to look for the carries. The carry is here. The second number or the tens place number will go as carry to the next number. So here 2 will go as a carry here. 7 will go as a carry here. 9 will go as a carry here. This 10 will go as a carry here. 7 will go as a carry here. So let us see what is the answer. The answer is going to be starting with 4, 8. This will go as carry, so that is 2. 7 will go as carry. So this number will become 106. So you write the last number, which is 6. And that 106, 10 will go here. So this will become 117. You write 7 and 11 you give carry here. 11 will, this will become 86. So you write 6 and that 8 goes as carry to the last place. So that is going to be 54 plus 8 is nothing but 62. So this is the answer 62676284. I can see many of you have put the answers. So hope you did not use the calculator. So if you have used a calculator, kindly rework this if you are at home after this lecture, because it is a very important thing that in examination you will not be allowed calculators. So it is important for you to use this particular method. Now, if there are any doubts at this point, kindly write Y in the chat box. If you have doubt regarding this question, or if you want this question to be repeated once again, write Y in the chat box. So I can see some students are writing yes, Y. So let me explain the first one here. You can see the pattern here that is being drawn. The 4 dots represent the 4 digits. So the first dot here is 9 in the first digit, second dot is 2, third is 8, and fourth is 4. So I can write it for you. This is 9, 2, 8, 4. Similarly, below we have 6, 7, 5, 1. So to get this first number, 54, you just have to multiply 9 times 6. 9 times 6, you know it is 54. Again, you repeat the same operation, 9, 2, 8, 4, and 6, 7, 5, 1. But this time it is a crosswise operation. 9 times 7 is 63, and 2 times 6 is 12. So that will be 75 when you add. That is why we have written the second number as 75. In the third step, we have to multiply and add 3 times. So again, 9, 2, 8, 4, 6, 7, 5, 1. We can consider 9 into 5, which is 45. So remind this in or keep this number in mind. 9 into 5 is 45. And next is 6 into 8, which is 48. So 45 plus 48. What is the easiest way to do? You can take the difference from the base. Both of these numbers, 45 and 48, are close to 50. 48 is 2 away from 50. 45 is 5 away. So the answer of the sum is going to be 93. Now to 93, you have to add the product of 7 and 2, which is 14. So that is why we get 107. In the fourth step, again, you repeat the same 9, 2, 8, 4, 6, 7, 5, 1. 9 into 1 is 1. 6 into 4 is 24. So sum is going to be 23. Again, you have to add this cross, which is 2 into 5, which is 10. That makes it 43. 43 has to be added with 7 into 8, which is 56. So that becomes 99. Got it till this point? Now, in the fifth step, again, we have got 3 numbers, the last 3 numbers. So this is going to be 2, 8, 4, 7, 5, 1. So 2 into 1 is 2. 7 into 4 is 28. That is giving a sum of 30. Now to 30, you have to add 8 times 5, which is 40. That gives you 70. And the last piece here is 8, 4, 5, 1. So 8 into 1 plus 5 into 4, which is 28. Here you have 28 written. And the last one is quite simple. 4 and 1, you have to just multiply 4. Now the next step is very important while considering the carry. So you can see every number except this last number is a single digit number, isn't it? So what you have to do, whenever there is more than one digit, you have to consider a carry. So 28, it is a 2-digit number, isn't it? It's a 2-digit number. So you have to give the largest digit, which is 2, to as a carry to the next place. So 2 will go here. Similarly, 70 is a 2-digit number, so you have to give 7 as a carry to the next place. 99 is a 2-digit number, so give as carry to the next place. Here you have 107, so 10 has to go as carry to the next place. Similarly, in the last number, 7 has to go as carry to the next place. So whenever you are doing, you have to consider from right to left. This is the direction in which you have to consider. So 4 is the units place number, tens place number is 8, and 2 will go as a carry here. So 70 plus 2 is 72. So you just write the last number 2. And that 7 will go as carry to the next place. That will give 99 plus 7, which is 106. So you write 6 there and give 10 as a carry to the next place. So if you give 10 as a carry to 107, it will be 117. So you write 7 and give the remaining two numbers, which is 1, 1 or 11 to the next place. That will be 75 plus 11, which is 86. So you got 6 here and give 8 as a carry to the next place. So 8 is going to be added to 54. That will be 62. Okay. So I think you have got an idea about how to do 4-digit multiplication by now. If you have still doubts, we can discuss at the end of the lecture. So today, let us go one step ahead to use this vertically and crosswise in fractions. Everyone knows what a fraction is? If you know what is a fraction, kindly write the number 0.25 in fraction representation. So I want all of you to write what is the fraction representation of 0.25 and put that in the chat box. 0.25, what is the fraction? So fraction is something of the form P by Q, where Q is not 0. Yeah, I can see Pavasai, Abhiram, you have given the correct answer. Yes, it is indeed equal to 1 by 4. Krish has written as 25 by 100, which is also correct. So let us see how it is possible to use vertically and crosswise to add two fractions. So this is seemingly easy to do. So the first step is to consider the cross multiplication. What you have to do is crosswise multiply 7 and 2, and then crosswise multiply 3 and 1 and take the sum of that. So what is that going to be? So the numerator part is going to be vertically and crosswise, especially the crosswise part. 7 into 2, 14, plus 3 into 1, which is 3. Denominator is going to be just the product of the two, which is essentially a vertically step. 3 times 7 is 21. So this fraction in the sum is going to be 17 over 21. 17 over 21. Let us see a few examples. How do we do a mixed fraction? So this number over here is what is called as mixed fraction. Now you can apply vertically and crosswise. First thing that you can do is consider these single numbers in the mixed fraction. You add them up. So 7 plus 2 is 9, and then consider the sum of the fraction. So the first step is to do crosswise. 4 into 3, which is 12, plus 5 into 1, which is 5 itself, divided by 5 into 3, which is 15. Now this is almost very direct. So the answer is going to be 9 and 17 by 15. But 17 by 15, you see numerator is larger than the denominator. So most of the time you will not like to keep fractions like that. So you will take 1 off from here. So you'll get 10 and 2 by 15. So this is the mixed fraction representation. So the answer here is 10 and 2 by 15. So hope you have understood this. Let us try a little bit more complex fractions. Now suppose we are trying subtraction. Suppose I want to subtract 1 by 4 from 6 by 7. How do we do? Now this time when we do crosswise step, you have to subtract, which is 6 times 4, 24, minus 7. And the denominator is going to be just the product, 7 times 4, 28. So in summary, this is going to be 17 upon 28. So we are using the idea of vertically and crosswise to do subtraction as well. So let us go ahead. This one is a mixed fraction. So how do we do subtraction? The first step is to consider these whole numbers, 5 and 1. 5 minus 1 is going to be 4. Then you do crosswise. Crosswise is going to be 4 into 4, which is 16, minus 5 into 3, which is 15, upon the product of 5 and 4, which is 20. So this is going to be 4 and 1 by 20. So this is going to be the difference between these two mixed fractions. Again, we have a mixed fraction. Let us see what we'll get. So first step is to do 4 minus 1, which is 3. Then you do the word crosswise step, 5, 5 into 1, which is 5, minus 3 into 2. What is 3 into 2? 6. Divided by 3 into 5, which is 15. Now you can see there is a negative number that is going to come. 3 and negative 1 by 15. So now you have to make this part a positive part. So to do that, you have to borrow a 1 from 3. So that 3 will become 2. And that 1 you add to minus 1 by 15. So that will become 14 by 15. So what I am doing here is you can write this as 2 plus 1 minus 1 by 15. So this is going to be 2 plus. Now consider this as 1 by 1. 1 is same as 1 by 1. If you divide any number by 1, it is going to be the same number. So now you can do vertically and crosswise to get this fractional representation. 15 minus 1 by 15. This is equivalent to writing 2 and 14 over 15 in the mixed fraction representation. Now I can see some of you, Yatin has written 44 by 15, which is also correct. But the question here is to write in a mixed fraction. Okay, so 44 by 15 is also right answer. Let us see now something called as the common factor. How many of you have heard about this least common multiple, LCM? If you have heard, just write LCM in the chat box. If you have not heard, you can write no. If you have heard about LCM, you can write LCM itself, or if you have not heard, you can write no. So there are a few students who do not know about LCM. So I'll explain about that here. Now you see these two numbers, 5 and 7. And the denominator numbers are 12 and 18. So you can see there is a common factor between 12 and 18. What is the common factor of 12 and 18? I can write 12 as 2 times 6 and 18 as 3 times 6. So 6 is the common factor there. Yeah, 2 is also a common factor, but the highest common factor is going to be 6. So what you gain from here is that you can write in brackets below these numbers the number 3, because 3 is the number apart from the common factor, and in 12 the number 2 is what is apart from the common factor of 6. Now what you can do is you do crosswise, 2 into 18, or you can do 12 into 3. Both of these are going to give 36 in the denominator. So you make the denominator 36. By doing this, you are finding what is called as a LCM. So 36 is the least common multiple of 12 and 18. So here we have applied a crosswise step. You identify that factor which is not present in the other and multiply by that factor. You'll get 36. Now let us do the numerator operation. Numerator operation is also same. You multiply 3 with this 5 and 2 with this 7. So you get 3 into 5, which is 15, and 2 into 7, which is 14. So what is this answer going to be? 29 by 36. So let me just make some space for you. Let me just erase this part over here. So the answer is 29 by 36. So I can see many of you have written that in the chat box. So that is good. Now, is this in the proper fraction form? So proper fraction means you want the numerator to be less than the denominator. If the numerator is greater than the denominator, you will normally express the number in terms of mixed fraction. Let us go into the next problem. So the next problem is still using this idea of LCM. So I want all of you to find what is the LCM of 5, 3, and 6. What is the LCM of 5, 3, and 6? If you know the answer, put that in the chat box. So what is the least common multiple of 5, 3, and 6? So Pavan Sai says it is 30. Everyone agrees on that. Is it 30? Or is it going to be 15? Or is it going to be 60? Yes, I can see most of you have written 30. Maunika, 15 will not work. So I'll say how to find the LCM. So you write 5 as it is. 3 is as it is. Because it is a prime number, there are no other factors. But 6 can be written as 2 times 3. Now 3 is a common factor here and here. Remaining factors are all prime numbers. So the LCM, when you find out, you just pick up only once these numbers 3. So the answer is going to be 5 multiplied by 2. 3 is repeating 2 times, but you just put 1 3. So that will be the least common multiple. So this is going to be 30. 5 into 2 is 10 times 3, which is 30. So the LCM of 5, 3, and 6 is going to be 30. Now I want all of you to represent each of these numbers, 4 by 5, 2 by 3, and 5 by 6, in terms of this denominator 30. To make the denominator 30 in the first fraction, 4 by 5 is equivalent to, let me just erase the remaining part of the slide so that the answer is very clear. So I'm going to write LCM is equal to 30. Now I want you to represent 4 by 5 with denominator 30. So if denominator is made 30, what is the numerator of 4 by 5? Yes. So when do you get 30? By multiplying with 6. So 5 into 6 is 30. So to get the equivalent numerator, you have to multiply that also by 6. So the answer is going to be 24 by 30. What about 2 by 3? You have to make it the denominator as 30. 2 by 3 is same as 20 by 30. Denominator you multiply by 10. So equivalently, the numerator also you multiply by 10. What about 5 by 6? 5 by 6 is very direct. 6 into 5 is 30. So you have to do 5 times 5, which is 25. Yeah, very good. I can see most of you have answered it correctly. Now we have to arrange these numbers in the ascending order. What do you know what is ascending order? So smallest number has to be written first. Then you have to increase and write the largest numbers. So which is the smallest number that is available here? Let me just clear that portion. I think I had made a problem. Just wait for a few seconds till the slide becomes clear. So which is the largest number among 24, 20, and 25? The answer is 25, isn't it? So you have to put 25 by 30 at the end, but 20 is the least number. So the least number is going to be 20 by 30, then comes 24 by 30, and then comes 25 by 30. So the ascending order in the fractions here are going to be 2 by 3, followed by 4 by 5, and then 5 by 6. So there is some technical issue. So let me just stop sharing the screen. Kindly wait for some minutes till this is getting cleared. Okay. So let me just try and get this all right. There is some technical issue on the slide part. Kindly wait. Okay. Okay, let me just share the screen once again. Now it is almost all right. Can you see the slides? If you see the slides, kindly write Y in the chat box. Yes, so that is very good. Now let us see whether it is possible to write here. Let me use the blue ink now. So 4 by 5, we wrote this as 24 by 30. 2 by 3, we wrote it as 20 by 30. And 5 by 6, we wrote it as 25 by 30. So the ascending order will be 20 by 30, which is the first number, followed by 24 by 30, and the last number is 25 by 30. So in the ascending order, this is going to be 2 by 3 coming first. 2 by 3 is less than 4 by 5, which is less than 5 by 6. So all of you understood what is the meaning of LCM by now? Let us see again one last example to wrap up the part on fractions. Now we are going to see operations like multiplication and division on fractions. So what is the product of 1 by 2 and 3 by 4? This is a very direct question. So you can put the answer in the chat box. So you just have to multiply linearly or vertically like this. So this is going to be 3 by 8. 3 by 8 is the answer. Some of you are writing it as 6 by 8. So is it the answer for this one? Let us try the second one and check whether some of you have written some other answers. What is the answer of 3 by 4 divided by 2 by 5? So if you know the answer, I'll give you 10 seconds. It's quite simple. It's quite simple. This one is quite simple. You have to just take something called as the reciprocal. Yes, I can see Abhiram has given the answer. So one way to do is crosswise. you multiply crosswise. 3 multiplied by 5, which is 15, that you'll write in the numerator. And 4 multiplied by 2, which is 8, that you'll write in the denominator. So 15 by 8 is the correct answer. Otherwise, you can convert this particular question and write it as 3 by 4 multiplied by the reciprocal. Now, reciprocal is nothing but you have to reverse the numerator and the denominator. So this becomes 5 by 2. So you converted this division to a multiplication operator. This is going to be 15 by 8 again. So hope you have got this answer. Maunika says you have to make this as a mixed fraction. So what is a mixed fraction representation? So if you divide 15 by 8, there is only 1 that is left, and the remaining part is 7 by 8. So the mixed fraction representation is 1 and 7 by 8. That is very good. So let us go to a puzzle now. So we have not seen a puzzle till now. This is a very common puzzle that you can see in a large number of competitive exams. So this is about two children, Akshara and Riswana, who have ages in the ratio of 2:3. So what is the age 2:3 means? In fraction representation, it is going to be 2 by 3. Okay. Now it is given that Akshara is 6 years younger than Riswana. Then you have to find what is the ratio of the ages after 6 more years. So this is a very direct puzzle. So what you can do is let the age of Riswana be x. X is some unknown quantity. Everybody is familiar with algebraic expression. Yesterday we took the quantity like binomial expressions. So you can call a variable x if it is unknown. So let the age of Riswana be x. So what will be the age of Akshara? So what is the age of Akshara if Riswana's age was x? It is going to be x minus 6 because she is 6 years younger. Now we know that the present age of Riswana, if it is x, the present age of Akshara is x minus 6. So this particular fraction is similar to writing x minus 6 divided by x. Everyone understood this part? So what is the value of x that is needed to satisfy this particular expression? So what you can do is crosswise, do cross multiplication. So you will get 2x is equal to 3x minus 18. Now you can bring x to this side, which means you will get 0 here. And here 3x minus 2x will be just x, and the remaining part is 18. So this means you have the age of Riswana to be 18. So if the present age of Riswana is 18, what is the age of Akshara? Quite direct, isn't it? It is 18 minus 6, which is 12. Now you have to say what is the ratio of the ages after 6 more years. So what will that answer be? So you have to find the ratio of ages of Akshara to Riswana again. So the present age is 12. To 12, I will add a 6 because after 6 years, that will be the age. To Riswana's age, 18, I will add another 6. So this is going to be 18 divided by 24. What is 18 divided by 24? You can find the common factor as 6 and you can divide that. So this is going to be 3 by 4. In terms of ratio, you always have to write these two little dots. So the answer is going to be 3:4. So Abhiram, Pratnya, and Rishikesh, you have given the correct answer. So others, you can try this at home. This is a very direct question. There is no complexity as such, but the whole idea is to get familiarized with this crosswise operation. So let me just move on to the most important part of today's lecture, which is division. So all of you are familiar with the division, isn't it? Now, the normal procedure of division usually takes a lot of time. Now here I will introduce some techniques in which you will see that division can be made a lot more faster. So after learning this, you will only use this method because that is so much easy and convenient. So let us see. So we have seen what is the base of a number. So if there is a number like 8, what is the base of 8? So base is a number which is closest to the tens multiple. Tens multiple which is closest to 8 is nothing but 10. Now we are going to see numbers close to this base of 10, beginning with numbers like 9. So we are going to first see 2-digit numbers when divided by 9. So let us divide this number 23 divided by 9. The procedure is very easy. You have to just write in this form. In the first step, you will write the tens place number. So this is a 2-digit number. So the tens place is going to be 2. Tens place digit is going to be 2. You just write that 2 below as it is. The next step is to add the number 2 with the number 3. You have to add the number 2 with 3. And that will be the remainder. So the remainder to this part is going to be 5, and remainder is going to be represented as R. So what is the relationship between 9, 2 and the remainder? So let me just write what are these called in mathematical language. So this is called as the divisor. This is called as the dividend. And this is called as the quotient. And this part is called as the remainder. So very clear on this, everyone knows what it is. So I have written everything here for you. So let us see what is the relationship between the dividend, divisor, quotient and remainder. So if you multiply 9 and 2, the divisor and the quotient, you will get 18. And if you add the remainder, you will get back the dividend. So that is the relation. So let us see one more example. Suppose I wanted to divide 51 with 9. What is the first step? I just write 5 as it is. I just write 5 as it is. The next step is to add like this. So you will add 5 to 1. You will get the answer as 6. That will be the remainder. So now you do 9 times 5, which is 45, plus 6. You will get back 51. So that is the answer. So let us try some questions for practice here. I'll just do one of these. Let me pick up the third one. The remaining you can try at home. So here 60 divided by 9, I'll write first of all 6 as it is, and then add the 6 to the 0. So that will be the remainder. So this is 6 remainder 6. Now let us consider some more. So let us consider this example. Do not look at the practice section now. Let us see how to divide 57 by 9. These are still more practice. So here we'll get 5 below as it is. Now you have to add 5 to 7. So that will give a remainder of 12. But you can see 12 is larger than 9. Now you might have learned that 12 since it is larger than 9 cannot be the remainder. So what you have to do is you have to make this number less than 9. How will I do that? I'll subtract 9. If I subtract 9 from here, I'll get 3. That will be the new remainder. But since I have done this subtraction, I have to add 1 to 6. 1 to get 6. So the final answer is going to be 6 and remainder 3. Let us make this idea a little bit more concrete using one more example over here. If it is 96 divided by 9. You first bring this 9 down as it is. Then you do 9 plus 6, that will be the remainder 15. So 15 is a number larger than 9. So to make this lesser than 9, you subtract 9. This will give you 6. So the answer is going to be 10 and remainder 6. Let us try one number over here. Let us try 77 divided by 9. Same rule applies. 7 is brought down as it is. Then you will add this to 7 over here to get remainder as 14. But 14 is greater than 9. How much greater? 5 greater. So this is going to be 8 and remainder 5. So whenever you see the remainder to be greater than 9, you subtract off 9 and add an extra 1 to the number in the quotient. Let us try this 3-digit number now. How do you do 3-digit number? Whenever you are doing 3-digit number, you mark off the last digit. This is going to be giving the remainder. That is why you have to put a little box around it to show that it is giving the remainder. Now bring down 7 as it is. With 7, you add 0 to give 7 once again. And then you add 7 again to this 7 to get 14. That will be the remainder. But 14 is a number greater than 9. So you have to write this as 78 and remainder as 5. So I can see some of you writing the answer as 6.33, 8.55, etc. Kaushik and Yatin. So these are mostly written. Whenever you write a division, you have to write it as the quotient and the remainder. So express your answer as a quotient and remainder, not as a fraction. So let us go ahead with some more problems that has carry. Let us consider this example where we have a 4-digit number now. 2123, you have to divide by 9. Let us consider this. So first you bring down this 2 as it is. 2 is brought down as it is. Then you add 2 to 1 to get 3. 3 to 2 to get 5. And 5 to 3, this last digit is going to be the remainder. So you write 5 plus 3, which is 8. So the remainder is going to be 8. The answer to this problem, 2123 divided by 9 is 235, remainder 8. So this is the easier method that we have learned. Let us make this idea a little bit more clear using a second example here. So you all have to try this now on your pen and paper. Now you have a very large number. This is a 6-digit number divided by 9. So at the beginning, you can put a small box in the units place number to show that it is going to count as a remainder. The remaining things you can bring down as it is, and you can apply crosswise addition. So this is going to be 2 plus 0, which is 2. 2 plus 3, which is going to be 5. 5 plus 0, which is going to be 5. 5 plus 1, which is going to be 6. 6 plus 0 is 6. So that is going to be the remainder. So the answer to this is 22556 as the quotient, and the remainder is 6. Yeah, Yatin, if you're using a calculator, please avoid that. This method does not require you to use a calculator. So I want the answers to be given as a quotient and a remainder part. I don't want you to answer it as a decimal place number. So what about 555 divided by 9? So you mark the last position over here as separate. So this is going to be, you bring 5 as it is, then add 5 plus 5. 5 plus 5 is 10, but you have to write this 10 as 101 in the subscript, because this is going to carry for And then in the last place, you can add 10 to 5 to get remainder as 15. So the answer is going to be 60 remainder 15, but 15 is a larger number than 9. So this is going to be 61 remainder 6. Now we'll do one last thing before we wrap up for today. This is the number 5-digit number. I want all of you to try what is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 divided by 9. Again, you can separate the last digit over here. 1 you bring as it is, then you do cross addition to get 3. 3 plus 3 is 6 that you can write here. 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 you will write a little bit different because 1 has to go as carry to the next place. 10 plus 5, that will be the remainder. Again, remainder is 15. So this number is going to be 1370, remainder as 15, but 15 is a larger number than 9. So the answer is going to be 1371, remainder 6. Yes, I can see Krish has put that in the chat box. So I want to know whether you have understood this method. If you have understood, you can write it as Y. If you have not and want me to explain once again, write N in the chat box. If you have understood, write Y. If you have not understood, write N in the chat box. Yes, so I can see a lot of you have answered yes, and some of you have answered no. So let me just give you one more last example before I close. So kindly stay back for another 2 or 3 minutes. I know the class time has gotten over. Kindly stay for another 2 minutes till I explain this example. So suppose I want to divide 23 and 9. So let me just clear this once again. Suppose I wanted to divide 23 and 9. 23 divided by 9. What should I do? I'll write 9 as like this, which is the divisor, and 23 like this. 23 has 2 digits. Now consider the first digit. You bring this digit down. This will be the quotient. The same digit, you will just write it as it is. And what you will do to get the remainder is add 2 and 3. The number here, you add with 3 here. So it is a crosswise step, crosswise addition, 2 plus 3, which is giving a remainder of 5. Now you multiply 9 and 2, it is 18. So if you add 5 to that, you will get 23. Now let me explain with this 3-digit number, 555. So whenever you have more than 2 digits, what you should do is put a box around the last digit, which is 5 over here. Now you can do the same steps. 5, you bring it down as it is. The next step is to add this 5 to the 5 in the second place here, which will give you the answer as 10. But 10 has 2 digits. Whenever you have 2 digits, you write the units digits as it is, and the tens place digit, you write it as a subscript or a little lower than the actual, because this 1 is going to be a carry for the next place. Now, when you go for the next addition to find the remainder, you have to add 10 with 5. So that will give you remainder as 15. So the answer here is same as this 1 will go as a carry. So this is going to be 60 remainder 15. But remainder 15 is greater than 9, which is not actually correct representation. So you have to do a subtraction with 9. So the new remainder is going to be 6. But since you have subtracted, you have to add 1 to the quotient. So this will be 61 and remainder 6. So I would like to end with today's lecture here. And you will see 2 puzzles that will appear in the Practically app for you to solve, which will be in connection with vertically and crosswise and the division that we have learned. So I'll take up more details of the division in the next lecture, next class. So now I will open the floor for questions. Students who do not have any questions may leave. You may leave from the meeting. Others, kindly raise your hands so that I'll be able to answer. So I can see Ashraf has raised his hand. So let me just unmute Ashraf. Ashraf,
Sir,
you can ask.
you tell now this is easy division, no sir?
Yeah, age.
Maybe
Okay.
this is used only for 9, sir. For other numbers also.
Yeah, you can use it for any number. I will teach you about other numbers in the next class.
Okay, sir. You will do the two puzzles when sir time.
So you can check in the practically app by 12.
Okay, sir.
By 12 it will be up.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Hasini, you can unmute and ask. Hasini.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, you said Akshaya question, no, sir. Can you explain again?
Yeah, sure. Let me go back to that question. So this is the question, isn't it? Let me just clear the screen. Okay, so you want to explain the entire part, or is there some part that you did not understand? Hasini, can you just say which part you did not understand so that I can explain that in brief?
Sir, full.
Okay, so you want in full. Okay. So what the question reads is that the present age of Akshara and Riswana is 2:3. And it says that Akshara is 6 years younger than Riswana. So if the age of Riswana is 20, what will be the age of Akshara? Can you say, Hasini? Do not mute yourself. I'll allow you to unmute once again. So what will be the age of Akshara if Riswana was 20?
Akshara 14, sir.
Yeah, it is 14. So now we are going to call Riswana's age as X. So what will be Akshara's age?
X minus 6.
X minus 6. So this is Akshara's age. So I'll just write it as A here. And this is Riswana's age, R. So now what is the ratio? Ratio meaning fraction of the ages. So this is
2
going
by
to be
3.
Yeah, it is given to be 2 by 3. But since you know these as the ages, you can write the same fraction as x minus 6 divided by x. So this has to be equal to 2 by 3. You have understood this? Have you understood this?
Yes, sir.
Now the next step is to find out what is the value of x. So how do you find the value of x? You just have to cross multiply. So multiply x with 2, multiply 3 with x minus 6. So this is going to imply that 3 times x, 3 into x is 3x, and 3 times 6 is 18. There is a negative sign, so 3x minus 18 is equal to 2x. Understood till this point?
Yes, sir.
Now, how do I solve for x? Can you tell me the value of x then? Now it is almost simple, right?
2x we should take this side.
So what will be that equation?
X.
So x
X
minus,
is equals to 18.
yeah, I can write it as x equal to 18. So the current age of Riswana is 18. So what is the age of Akshara?
18 minus 6.
That is
12.
12. Now you divide 12 and 18. What do you get? What is the fraction? 12 by 18. What is the common factor in 12 and 18?
2.
2 is common factor. 6 is also a common factor. So 6 into 2 is 12. 6 into 3 is 18. So the ratio is 2:3. Correct.
Okay, sir.
Okay, now the next part, the final answer is like what happens after 6 years to their ratio. So what is the age of Riswana after 6 years? It is 18 plus 6. What is that?
24.
24. What is 12 plus 6? That is the age of Akshara after 6 years. What is 12 plus
20.
6? No, 12
20.
plus 6. 12 plus 6.
18.
Yeah, that is 18. Very good. Now, what is the ratio again? So here also we can see 6 is the highest common factor. So you have to find the highest common factor and make that simplified. So what is the highest common factor here in 18 and 24? Both of these numbers are divisible by 6. So you
Yeah,
can
okay,
write,
sir.
yeah, you can write 18 as 6 times 3 and the denominator as 6 times 4. So now you can cancel off the 6 and write it as 3
3
is
by 4.
So whenever you are writing the answer, it is
3 is to 4.
3 is to 4. Very good. So I think you have understood, right? So I'll give you more practice questions like this in the future. Now let me go to Yatin Reddy. Yatin, you can unmute and ask. Yeah, Yatin, please go ahead.
Divisible by 11, sir.
Your voice is not clear. Can you repeat it slowly, or you can type your question in the chat box?
I will type.
No, you repeat it once again first. Let me see if it is all right. Yeah. Repeat your question.
Once you tell divisibility by 11, sir.
Okay, divisibility by 11. Okay, so this is a little bit advanced one. I have not taught you divisibility by 11, but still I will be able to explain that to you. Let me use this space to explain that. So give me any number which is divisible by 11. Do you know any number which is divisible by 11? Any number? 22.
22.
Okay. 22. Okay. Can you give a 3-digit number that is divisible by 11? Put that in the chat box. Your voice is not audible. Yatin, give me a 3-digit number that is divisible by 11. What is 11 times 11? What is 11 times 11? It is 121.
121.
Yeah, it is 121. Now I will explain you how to find the divisibility by 11. So first of all, you consider the units place and add it with the hundreds place. So that is 1 plus 1, which is 2. 2. Okay. So you keep that 2 apart. That you subtract from this number in the middle, which is also 2. So what is 2 minus 2? Is 0. Yeah, if you see that this particular condition is satisfied, then that number is divisible by 11. Let us take one more 3-digit number, 144. This number is not divisible by 11. To check that, you have to add 4 to 1, which is 5.
Sir.
Now
4 minus 4. 5 minus 4. Sir.
hello. So I had a network issue here. So hope now you can see the video. So I'll just share the screen once again. So if you see this screen, kindly put Y. Somebody can confirm. Yatin, could you confirm? Yeah, I can see confirmation from Sriram. Yeah. So let me just go to Yatin once again. Yatin, you can unmute yourself. Yatin, can you hear me?
5 minus 4 is equal to 1, sir.
Yeah, so 5 minus 4 is equal to 1. Now 1 is not divisible by 11. So that is the reason why you cannot divide 144 divided by 11. So I'll explain this in more detail in a future lecture. So don't worry about it. But for the time being, you can apply this particular rule. I'll give you one more example of a 4-digit number. Let us take 1331. 1331.
Yes,
Now what
sir.
you have to do is you add 1 to 3 and this 3 to 1.
100 plus 3, 1.
So this is 4
4.
minus 4,
Four.
which is 0. So this number is divisible by 11. This
11.
number is divisible by 11. So I'll
Yes, sir.
explain this.
3 to 1 divisible by 11, sir.
Yeah, I'll teach you in the next class. Okay. Not
Okay,
bad.
sir.
So let us go to Sriram. Sriram has a question. Sriram, you can unmute yourself.
Sir, yesterday you said a model 56 square. How to do 56 square now, sir?
Okay. Square of numbers which are closest to the base 50.
I have tried same method for 48 square, but the answer is wrong, sir.
No, 48 won't work. Only numbers in the range 50 will work. So yesterday's method was only for 50. So I'll explain to you how to do 48 in a future class. But let me first explain say 56 square. So this will only work with numbers in the range 50 to 60 or something like 500, 5000, etc.
Oh, okay, sir.
So beginning should be 5. So to do this, what you can do is split this 56 as 5 and 6. You square 6. What is the square of 6?
36, sir.
36. Now, what is the square of 5?
25 plus 6, 31.
Yeah, so this is going to be 3136.
Sir,
This
say
for
5,
if you
6,
want to, yeah, please go ahead.
3-digit number, sir. Same by 5.
Okay, so let us try it. Suppose you want to do 506. 506 squared. This is what you're asking, right?
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, here you have to be a little bit more careful. The last part is 36.
Yes, sir.
So sometimes you may have to put a 0. So let me just for the time being write as 0. So the remaining part is 50 squared plus 36. Okay, so 50 squared is 2500. So 2500 plus 36 is 2536. I'm not sure whether this is the answer. Is this answer?
Once I'll check,
I'll
sir.
not check. But we can do another method also, which is like you can try this using the number multiplication close to the base. So base here is 500. So this is plus 6 from the base. So what you have to do is plus 6, which is 36. And the remaining part is going to come from the remaining part is going to come from 5 into cross addition will 512. So 5 into 512, which is 25. What is 5 into 512? 2560. So this is going to be 256036. So this method seems to be a little bit wrong here. Oh, I think I had made a mistake also, right? Is it correct? 50 squared plus 6 you had to do. Okay, so sometimes this will also be correct. Let me just explain this in the next class. So I have not taught you about what is a number which is having like 50 in the beginning. We have only considered numbers like 56 or 53. But to do this, at present, you can use this method which is close to the base. So Sriram, is your doubt clear as of now? I'll explain to you about the numbers that are greater than 50 in the next class.
Sir, the answer is 256036, sir. The 3 is
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, so I had actually made a mistake here. So it should have been 50 squared, which is 2500 plus 6 that you have to do. But
Yes, sir.
since it is the base here is 100, that will become 256. I'll explain to you in the next class in detail. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Anybody else with a doubt? I don't see any raised hands until now. If you have any questions, you can also write that in the chat box. Yeah, so Sriram, I have answered you. Anybody else? So I think it is a good time to end the lecture today. Thank you for your patient listening. So we'll see for the next class on Saturday next week. So until then, thank you and namaste.
Bye, sir. Have
Yeah,
a good
bye.
day, sir.